Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. But I'm glad you're here because I have something interesting to share that I learned this week. It's a subject that's near and dear to my heart as an entrepreneur, as a longtime student of pricing strategies and tactics. So many of us have been there, right? Trying to find that sweet spot in pricing for our products or our services. As an agency lead, as an entrepreneur, a startup co-founder, even just someone who has held garage sales, I've spent more time thinking about pricing strategies than I probably should admit. Too high and you lose the customer. Too low and you leave revenue on the table. Too inconsistent and you lose credibility. It's like this game of Goldilocks, right? And it's hard. Which is why I'm so fascinated by what AriZona Iced Tea CEO Don Voltaggio has been able to maintain over the last decades. These guys have been selling their iconic 99-cent cans for over 32 years. Yes, you heard that right, 32 years, same price. AriZona Iced Tea was founded by Don Voltaggio, who happens to be my neighbor. He lives in a not so modest house about 2 miles up the road from me. They started out as a beer distributor in Brooklyn in the 1970s, but by 1992 they launched their first cans of AriZona Iced Tea, and guess what? They haven't changed their price since. I mean, I can barely commit to a Netflix show for 32 minutes, let alone a pricing strategy for 32 years. So how have they managed this? Voltaggio was on the Today Show last week talking about how they've kept costs low by not playing games like their larger competitors, right? They make the product faster, they ship it more efficiently, and they even use thinner cans. They've also avoided the typical huge ad budgets that, the Cokes and the Pepsis have historically employed. Instead, they rely on just good old-fashioned word of mouth. As Don says, quote, I tell people every day I go to a gunfight with Coke and Pepsi. I have a water gun and they have machine guns. It's a classic David and Goliath story. So what can we learn from AriZona's strategy? Well, a few thoughts. First is consistency builds trust. Keeping a consistent price for over 3 decades has built a loyal customer base. People know what to expect and they trust the brand. Number 2, efficiency is key. By streamlining production and distribution, AriZona keeps costs low. That means they can afford to keep their prices low without sacrificing quality. Number 3 is a customer-centric approach. Voltaggio's philosophy is simple. Why make people who are already struggling pay more? This consumer-first mindset resonates very deeply with their audience. And even if iced tea isn't your cup of tea, it's still pretty good. And as someone who spent way too much time agonizing over these pricing strategies, this approach is both refreshing and inspiring. It's a reminder that sometimes sticking to your guns, or water guns maybe, in this case, and focusing on your customers can be just the best strategy. Maybe I'm just jealous of the Voltaggio estate across town, but AriZona's story shows us that you don't always have to follow the crowd to succeed. Sometimes blazing your own trail and staying true to your values can lead to real success. So that's what I learned. Get the product right, get the process right, get the people right, get the positioning right, get the packaging right, get the presentation right, get the pitch right, and stop stressing over getting the pricing right.